Hi, I'm Sarah from Running Shoes Guru, and today we're taking a look at this absolute beast of a shoe, the Nike SuperRep. So this new training shoe from Nike seems to fall into a category of its own. It's a HIIT or high intensity interval training specific workout shoe. So ideally designed for things like mountain climbers, burpees, skipping, jumping, moves in like sideways directions, so like lateral lunges, and also light work with kettlebells and dumbbells. It's loads different to a running shoe. For the purpose it's built for, and like previously if you were looking for a specific training shoe you might look for something like the Reebok Nano or the Nike Metcon, which are designed for CrossFit and for high intensity exercise. They're super durable, quite heavy shoes as well, and not necessarily designed for running in. So Nike came up with the SuperRep to sort of fulfill that gap in the market, so people who are working out in boutique gyms, doing circuit training, HIIT classes, this one's for you. I love the look of it. It's definitely quite Marmite, you either love it or you hate it, but I am a big fan of chunky trainers, so absolutely loved it. I didn't find it comfortable straight away. I did wear it on a long walk before I took it to a gym class, and I'm glad I did because the heel counter rubbed quite a bit on one side. This did go down after about a month, but you could sort of still feel it. And it wasn't very adjustable because of the way that the shoe's designed. The fit is also quite narrow, so that's something to bear in mind when you're looking about sizing as well. But I found other than that it was quite true to size. So are all these differences to a traditional training shoe and a running shoe worth it? Do they do the job, or are they a bit of a fad? Starting with the sole unit, obviously this is where most of the differences are. It's got these air zoom pads on the side, both laterally and medially, which stop your foot from moving from side to side when you're doing things like skater jumps in a HIIT class or like lateral lunges. These will protect your foot and stop your ankle rolling over when you do that. It's also got this burpee plate at the front, which means your foot flexes exactly where it would when you're doing things like burpees, mountain climbers, press-ups, which felt great when you were doing it. A normal shoe doesn't really flex there normally, so it gives a bit of extra power when you're doing something like that. The sole's also split into two with this fly plate down the middle, again to support your feet doing like different directional moves, and things like jumping adds a bit of energy, a bit of speed and a bit of power when you're doing things like that. So the big bold statement this shoe is making continues on the upper as well. It's got a sock-like upper, so it's all one piece, there's no separate tongue, wraps all the way around with this thicker, more durable overlay and a big swoosh going over the laces as well. The tag on the heel makes it easy to get on and off. I found the fit to be quite narrow. I've got narrow to normal size feet, so it wasn't a massive problem, but if you've got slightly wider feet it might not be something that is for you, to be honest. You might want to go for a different type of training shoe because there isn't much give. You can't really make it much wider, and also the containment shield side bits mean that your foot will be touching both sides if you do have a wider foot there. When you first put it on as well, because of the way it's sloped, it feels like you're leaning forwards quite a lot. Your foot's being rocked forwards, which when walking to start with feels really strange, and even more strange when you're doing things like squats and lunges. It feels quite unsteady, but once you get used to it, it's totally fine. Performance wise, when it came to running, I was quite mixed on this. So the good was it had loads of squishy foam. I love the cushioning. However, the loose structure of the heel and the height of the foam meant it felt like my ankle was going to roll at any point, both running indoors on a treadmill and outdoors as well. The grip as well, it's obviously an indoor shoe, so I wouldn't take it out running outdoors. Get a specific running shoe if you're going any further than about a kilometre in it. When it came to things like squats and deadlifts with a bar, it wasn't necessarily recommended for that, but I thought I'd give it a go because if you're going to wear it to a class you might do some weights before or after. and it was surprisingly fine. Traditional weightlifting shoes are a lot firmer under the heel, or a cross-training shoe would be have a lower stack height and be a lot more firm and just wide and stable under the base. So I was quite shocked it actually felt okay doing things like that. When it came to HIIT classes, that's when it absolutely came into its own. So doing things like burpees, it makes you feel like you're bouncing straight back up. Might be a bit of a placebo effect because it tells you that it's got a burpee plate and it is designed for that. But I found it really did. It felt like I was going faster, and I loved the look of it in a sort of like dark studio environment as well. So overall, if you can get over the initial fit of the shoe, wear it in a little bit and wear it specifically for a HIIT class or a circuit class, I think it's a fantastic shoe. I absolutely loved it. It's really fun, it looks great, and I loved working out in it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 for my review because it would only be suitable for that sort of workout and the elements that I didn't love to start with, but it could be a great shoe for you if you are into that sort of thing. Like all our reviews, we buy and pay for the shoes ourselves. We don't get freebies from brands. But if you like our work and want to continue to see these videos, please like and subscribe. Comment below with any feedback or any videos that you'd like to see as well.